Hey everybody, thank you guys for joining me for today's video. This is Living History Militaria, and today I got a really special video that I totally forgot to make. Life has been really busy in the past couple months, so apologize for that. But today I have a piggyback off of the Syracuse grouping that I picked up, I think in October. You guys might remember that video, but this is going to be in addition to that. As you can see, I have a lot more items. There's a really interesting story to follow this. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in October, around there, I picked up this complete uniform grouping and photo album from Syracuse resident Private First Class Raymond J Luther. He was in the 1st Infantry Division, 16th Infantry Regiment, and I did make a video going over all of his stuff. And I ended up getting, from the same collector, more items that belong to him and his father. So this is really an amazing grouping. It's obviously my most complete grouping that I have in my collection. And I had seen that this World War I uniform right here went up for auction, up for offer, whatever you want to call it. And I had noticed that the name on here was Raymond J Luther. I thought that was pretty interesting. I said, well, that's the same exact name as the other uniform that I have, and it was being sold by the same guy, my collector buddy who lives about a half an hour away. And so I had messaged him and said, hey, I have his uniform. He sold me his uniform not too long ago. And he said, oh, wow, I didn't even realize it. I didn't even put two and two together. So what I have here is this amazing World War I uniform. And after doing a bit of research, this actually belonged to Raymond's father. So Raymond wasn't born, I think, until 1929, I think is his birth year. And he served in the Korean War over in Germany. So obviously he wouldn't have been alive to have a World War I uniform. So after a bit of research, I found out that this is actually his father's uniform. So I have a father and son grouping, which I think is nothing short of amazing. You can see the U.S. Guards collar insignia on that side and the U.S. collar disc on this side. Sorry, the sun's kind of in the camera lens. Got the amazing set of dog tags right here. Raymond J. Luther with his serial number on there. And it has his address, 105 Herbert Street, which is in Syracuse, New York. And then down here you have another Raymond J. Luther, U.S. Guards, with his serial number on there. And this jacket is in absolutely stellar condition. There's really no mothing on this at all. No rips, really no tears. I think there's two little spots right here on this sleeve that have a bit of mothing, but an awesome, I think this was stateside service right here. And then you have, oh geez, I can't even remember what this was. Battalion Sergeant, Battalion Major, something like that. Battalion Sergeant Major, maybe? Can't exactly remember off the top of my head. I got this probably about a week or two after I had gotten this uniform. So I've had this for a while. I totally forgot to make a video on it, but we're here now. So I'm really excited to show off this grouping. And also I did manage to get, obviously these are new too, the mannequin stands. Something I've been after for a while, but mannequins are just so freaking expensive. I ended up getting, I think both of these for $50, or they were $50 each or something like that. It wasn't too bad, but it's the torsos on the stands. And they came with arms, but the way that the arms display on there, they're kind of folded behind the back. And with this being such an old and delicate uniform, I didn't want to stretch out the arms and force them behind the back. And this one, I think, was actually just a little bit too small to do that. So I took the arms off for now. But that, obviously, the uniform wasn't the only thing that came in that grouping. There's also everything on this table obviously minus the photo album, and this incredible silk banner up here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get into everything that was included in that grouping. So up here is this absolutely gorgeous silk banner that commemorates the 16th Infantry Regiment from the 1st Infantry Division. And right down on the bottom half, it gives all of the information in every war or battle that they have been in since the French War, the War of 1812, Mexican War, Civil War, and the Army of Occupation, Indian War, Spanish-American, Philippine Insurrection, Mexican Punitive Expedition, World War I, the Army of Occupation in World War I, World War II, and the Army of Occupation in that. And obviously you can see there 1945 to whenever, because this was a period item. So this belonged to Raymond J Luther Jr. The same with everything down here, including the burial flag. But I thought it was extra special to have his father's World War I service uniform in there. And they just look absolutely amazing together. I love it. It's definitely the crown jewel of my collection now, is this setup right here. But everything you see on the table here was included in this tin. Got a lot of stuff, a couple, again, I can't remember what these are called, augulets, I think. There's 2 of those. There was a little canister. I'm not sure what went in here, if it was like, I can't remember, honestly. But this is empty, so just like a little aluminum tin. I got an old pair of, what do you want to call it? Bootlaces. A drilled out Frankfurt Armory 1944 dated 50 caliber round, which I think that is the most common date. Most, if not all of, well, I'd say most of my 50 calibers are all FA 44s. Got a really cool Liverpool Rod and Gun Club patch right here. Good size. Liverpool is not too far away from Syracuse. And got this really cool Syracuse arch tab. Not sure what that would go to. There's probably about 5 or 6 German occupation-made 1st Infantry Division patches here. Different backings on them. I can't remember if this was Replacement Depot or Ground Forces. One of the two. Name eludes me at the moment. And got a couple of 9th Infantry Division patches in there too. And there's a whole pile of Private First Class and Corporal stripes in here in various conditions. But those are pretty cool. Got a Boy Scouts of America card down here from the Onondaga Council, which is Onondaga County, which is where Syracuse is located. Signed by Mr. Luther. Got 2 grenade pins in here. I thought these were really cool. 2 grenade pins. It's got a couple of medals. Now, I'm not sure what period these would be. I'm assuming post-World War II, just because of the backings on them. I think they're the pin backs, not the clutch backs, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not too keen on medals. But there's the European, African, and Middle Eastern campaign with 4 battle stars on here. And it's still in the paper. I have a good conduct medal that I'm pretty sure is named, but it's not named to either Luther. It's named to somebody else. So I'm not sure if maybe it was a friend, Michael Vincigura. So there's a named good conduct medal in there. And then a World War II victory medal. So I thought those were kind of interesting. And then right down here, there's a whole lot of insignia, a Got a couple of good size 16th Infantry Regiment crests right here. This one was made in Germany. I think this one would go on the cap. I'm not sure exactly. But there was another one of these size that I found. This garrison cap was also in the box. I have his chocolate brown garrison cap, but this is the light khaki. And then there was a insignia in there, so I popped it on the garrison cap. And there is his laundry number right there, L8087. And L8087 on that side too. So you can see the old pinholes of where one of the crests used to be. So it's not like I just picked a spot and threw it in there. It's the right size and matched up the pinholes and everything. So I put that back together. It also came with a pair of M1 eye shields. Pretty neat. It's got like the instructions for gas or chemical spray on there. So that was pretty interesting. This whole lot of insignia, again, got a couple of collar tabs, U.S. and the infantry collar tabs, or collar discs, sorry. Army of Occupation, 2 ribbons, a presidential unit citation, and some marksman badges. I think this one with the rifle. Yep, that one is sterling silver. And then there is one for the carbine, or carbine, however you want to pronounce it. Not sterling, but it's marked INGL or TNGL. Got a Red Cross feather pin up here. This is really cool. This is a 1944 dated wheatback penny that I'm assuming was used for target practice. Bet you can't hit a penny at X amount of yards. Well, I bet you I can. Here you go. I think that is wicked cool. It's got this little airplane charm. On the wings it says Jet 1148. I'm not exactly sure what that means or what it is, but it was in there. Got this little pin right here, Syracuse, the city of big opportunity. I thought that was really, really cool. Got like a cufflink right here. Not sure if that's pearl or not, but very nice. There's also 2 pieces of this. I'm assuming, I could be very wrong, I think that these are pieces of a German bunker, because if you look at the photo album, there is a couple of pictures of Mr. Luther standing on top of old World War II German bunkers. Obviously, he was in the Army of Occupation, but there was like a bunch of destroyed German bunkers, and that's what I think these might be, is pieces, because they're not very heavy, so it's not just like a random rock, but it almost looks like concrete, little chunks of concrete or something. So that's my guess on those. And then got a cap eagle right here. This would be on the enlisted man's cap. And I'm not sure if this is West Point. I can't remember exactly what that is, but there was that in there too. So that is everything that was in the box. And then right over here, we got the burial flag for Raymond. And this comes from the Carter Funeral Home and Monument. So this is the burial flag, and it even came with his burial card, if you want to call it that. I don't know the exact word for these little guys, but your funeral home card. For all the kindness you have shown, we thank you very much for sympathy in sorrowing days, for friendship's healing touch. With gratitude, our hearts are full. Though words cannot convey the tender thoughts and thankfulness we hold for you every day, the family of Raymond J. Luther. So I thought that was really, really cool. So I want to say altogether, I have probably close to $400 or $500 invested in this grouping here. I want to say it's probably closer to 400. I got it on the cheaper side because once my buddy realized that it belonged to the same, family members, he cut me a really good deal on it. So I am just over the moon at how this setup looks. I had all this stuff is usually cleaned up and in the tin, and I have that set over to the side. But I just love the look of the father and son military uniforms here with the silk banner there in the middle. Really cool. So, but that is all I have for you guys as of right now. I do have a whole bunch of new stuff sitting on my desk as we speak, and I'm going to make a video on that either maybe tomorrow or within the next week or so. So be tuned in for that. But I've kind of been going through and organizing some stuff. I know I say that in just about every video, but I got some new stuff over here, and then I got some stuff over here on the wall. Life has just been really busy the past couple of months, but I've made a lot of progress in here, believe it or not. I can actually walk through here, have my World War I stateside uniform set up right here, kind of put that together a little bit. I reorganized some of my helmets over here, my World War I stand, and then I got a whole mess over here in the corner that I got to clean up. But, yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. This is just, it's a dream, really, to be able to share this stuff with you and to be able to actually hold this stuff, So local history is really important, and it's still out there. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. But until the next video, you guys have a good day.